The President Chief of Army Staff, Yusuf Buratai, has threatened that he will personally declare state of emergency in the eastern region if the security forces, especially the military, happen to be killed down there for any reason. And this threat, according to the report, is coming so suddenly as to regard the incidences of the social media report regarding the possibility of the people of the eastern region, especially the IPOB category, attacking back repressively the security institutions in the area because of the massacre of their followers in Enugu some time ago. Now, that comment the Chief of Army Staff made is not a child's play, and it has attracted a lot of reactions from different category of people in the country. But we'll give you the handful of them according to our selections. The report we've got, number one, is the reaction of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide has expressed its dissatisfaction and anger over such a comment by the Chief of Army Staff. And from the Ohanaeze's comment, the Chief of Army Staff has made a highly provocative and unacceptable comment against that region. And Ohanaeze went further to warn that they are seeing today that this is a vindication of the excessiveness of the presence of the military in the eastern part of the country. And because of this reason, Ohanaeze has also warned the Chief of Army Staff that going by the constitutional provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended, he is becoming a de facto president ruling this country, probably from proxim, according to the allegation of the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, who said that the actual elected figure to the presidency of Nigeria is not in charge of the power in the country, that there are people who he called the de facto president who are in charge of dictating others and the policies and the situations of the governance of the country since the inception of office in 2015 by General Muhammadu Buhari, retired. And with this kind of threat being unconstitutional, according to so many of them, including law professionals who also have come to react, saying that this is unconstitutional, that even the Chief of Army Staff does not have such capacity as to declare state of emergency, according to the improvement of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of 1999, as amended. I will give you details of those analysis with facts and quotations from the booklet of the Nigerian Constitution of 1999. And now, first of all, let me quote Ohanaeze said, the attention of Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide has been drawn to the statement credited to the Chief of Army Staff, General Tukur Buratai, threatening to impose a state of emergency in the southeast if governors of the state allowed any further attack on security forces in the state. That means the Chief of Army Staff had attacked the governors of allowing attacks on the securities of the presence of the military men within the region. In other words, the pressure is on the governors to climb down on any form of insecurity within the region. But we know that we have federal government security agencies and we have the state capacity controlled security agencies as well. In as much as the governor is given the capacity according to the constitution to become the chief security of the state, they are still not in charge of the federal security agencies in the state. And it is the matter of fact that the federal security institution in the country has failed. It has failed in its own capacity, in its capabilities towards securing the lives and the properties that they were sworn to an oath to take charge of in the country. And what we see here from analysis is that somebody is looking for where to hang the blame of his either incompetency or inadequacy in office. For this reason, none of the governors have been able to speak publicly. They have refused to make public comment regarding that. But we know that they are frowning at that comment. It's a big threat and a kind of undermining their position of the governors of the states within those regions by the Chief of Army Staff. The Chief of Army Staff is not in any way an elected office occupant. He is a chosen. He was just a chosen, appointed office occupant, while the governors are elected political office occupants. So in the capacity of the process, the Chief of Army Staff does not have such capacity as the governors. But threatening their positions within the eastern region seems to ask so many questions. Then Ohanaeze Ndigbo says that there is nothing like violence in the eastern region. As long as they are concerned the East is much more peaceful and safe in the country as at present. That why the Chief of Army Staff is digging out such a provocative and annoying comment on that peaceful region is really cowardice. That they expect the Chief of Army Staff to issue such a warning and implementation in the region that has been toiling and boiling all over the years, poking its fingers in the eyes of the Chief of Army Staff himself directly, portraying the inability of the Nigerian military to be able to protect the Nigerians and the citizens and their lives and their properties from the arms of bandits and the terrorist groups. That the North needs the attention and the prowess of the Chief of Army Staff if he's so powerful. That he needs to prove the worth of his position in the North. That's what Ohanaeze Ndigbo talking. Not within the peaceful region, not the eastern part of the country, that is so peaceful as anything. That they consider these threats as political and unacceptable and provocative. He went further to say here that Ndigbo and Ohanaeze wonders where the army chief derived the power to issue such a threat, which under the country constitution can only be carried out by the National Assembly on demand by the president. That is the interpretation of the empowerment of the ability to declare state of emergency of any sort in the country, according to the constitution that is still governing the country, the 1999 as amended. Now, he says it is highly surprising that an army chief who was watching as the governor of Katsina State was negotiating and taking pictures with armed bandits would turn around to threaten to impose a state of emergency in the state, where unarmed civilians or citizens are agitating against the harsh and inhuman conditions they have been subjected to by their country. Ohanaeze Ndigbo believes that the threat by General Buratai is a vindication of the belief that the Southeast is being regarded as conquered territory, exemplified in the army occupation stationed in the area. It is also a glaring example of reckless impunity of public officers and the tacit manifestation of the vacuum in governance at the federal level, the statement said. And not only that, and a human rights activist who happens to be a lawyer has also come to the public to throw more professional light on the constitutional capacity or incapacitation of the military being able to issue such a threat, how much more implementation. His name is called Bob Oke Okoroji, Esquire. He said in section 305, there are no circumstances, or there are some circumstances and conditions that can warrant the imposition of state of emergency in Nigeria at any part thereof, which Buratai appears to be totally ignorant of. He says that is in 1999 Constitution in section 305. The Constitution unequivocally states the procedure for declaration of state of emergency, who may declare it, the circumstances and conditions that will warrant such a declaration, when it will cease to have effect, and the respective roles of the National Assembly, state governors, and the state legislative house in the process. The power to declare state of emergency in Nigeria or any part thereof lies not with the Chief of Army Staff or anyone else, for that matter, appointed or elected, but power to declare same exclusively lies with the President of the Federation, subject to National Assembly, to third majority approval. Certainly not with a mere Chief of Army Staff by his own military fiat through the media. He says 305(3) in parentheses states clearly that the proclamation of emergency shall be made by the president under the following conditions. 1. Nigeria is at war. 2. Nigeria is in imminent danger of invasion or involvement in a state of war. 3. There is actual breakdown of public order and public safety in the federation or any part thereof that requires extraordinary measures to restore peace and security. I am quoting the human rights lawyer. He said, others are, there is a clear and present danger of an actual breakdown of public order and public safety in the federation or any part thereof requiring extraordinary action to avert such danger. There is an occurrence of imminent danger or disaster or natural calamity affecting the community or a section of the country in the federation, among others. He says, therefore, the point must be underscored that under the current constitution, it is President of the Federation and not Chief of Army Staff that has the power and authority to declare a state of emergency, which the President cannot even do without the express approval of 2/3 of National Assembly. So the presidential proclamation must still be subjected to the ultimate approval of the National Assembly for the declaration to be lawful and valid. So in this case, He said the Southeast remains one of the most peaceful regions, thereby making Buratai's arrogant comment and blatant show of brute force against unarmed civilians additional muddy smear on the Buratai's APC with already ugly public image and abysmal human rights records. Buratai obviously holds the Southeast in great contempt and condescension as he often seeks to intimidate and wage unnecessary psychological war against the government and the people of the Southeast and South-South, because to him, the two regions appear to be soft targets. This is the human rights lawyer, Oke Okoroji, Esquire, saying that. In summary of this report, without wasting much time, you can figure out from this report both the Chief of Army Staff's threat, despite so many arguments of unconstitutional for him to make such a threat, how much more talking about implementation, that it appears as if what the leadership of IPOB Nnamdi Kanu had been saying, that there are people who are de facto president of this country, not President Buhari in charge. It means that somebody is overshadowing a power that is beyond his position. And what is that supposed to mean? If you do the summation, plus or minus, it will equate you to the same thing that he was saying. But we are not saying that it is true until he comes to the public to resign this comment. Whatever they have said, it remains as it is. That is encroachment to authority undeservedly. And in ordinary simple terms, somebody can say it is a de facto presidency. This is African-based TV channel. Don't go away. We are coming back with more news for you. God bless you.